Hi, my name is Courtney Hicks. I'm recording for the MBA715 utilizing Tableau for audit data analysis project. We are going to use Tableau to analyze a fictitious audit client, Roger Company. We'll start by doing a sales revenue analysis. So using Tableau, we will start by just one moment, sorry. We will start by connecting to data. We are going to pull a file, a Microsoft Excel file with the Roger Company data. After that, we are going to navigate down to sheet 1 to begin our analysis. So the first thing that we're going to do is a risk assessment procedure by plotting a monthly revenue trend to get an overall feel for the sales trends of 2021. So we're going to start by dragging over our invoice total and placing that in our rows line. Then we are going to drag over the invoice date to our columns line. We want to see the data by month, so we are going to click on the plus sign on year, and you'll see that it pops up quarter. And then we're going to click on that plus sign one more time on quarter to bring up the monthly invoice data. And then I'm actually going to remove quarter and year, so we are just getting a monthly look at the invoice data. So now that we have added our invoice date and our invoice total to our columns and rows, we now have the total sales information by month for the entire sample period. We want to just look at 2021's data. So we're going to drag over invoice date to our filters. You can double click on years and then select 2021. Okay. So now we are just looking at our 2021 revenue trend. I'm going to go down and rename our sheet to 2021 revenue trend. So if you look at this graph, you can see that our highest months of sale, or their highest month of sale for months of sale for 2021 are March with 213,325, September with 227,547, and November with 258,881. We are going to adjust a little bit between our measures and dimensions. I am going to pull up customer number to be added to dimensions. I'm also going to pull up invoice number. And I'm going to add in order number. So when we look at dimensions, those are going to show as blue variable names. They're attributes about transactions that maybe can't be summed or quantified. And then our measures that are in our green variables, those can be quantifiable, and they are what we're most interested in. So to complete another risk assessment procedure, we're going to see what customers have large total sales volume overall. So we're going to start by creating another sheet. And I am going to drag and drop customer number over to the columns line. And then I am going to drag and drop invoice total over to the rows line. So you'll see that we automatically are given a bar chart, but there are more effective ways to look at the data in this situation. So we're going to navigate up to the Show Me column, and we are going to actually select a bubble chart, our packed bubbles, and we can have a more visual representation of our total sales by customers. So while we're in this view, I'm going to change the name of this to total sales by customer. So if you look, you can see right away that one customer number in particular stands out as our largest total sales volume. But if we want to make it even more clear, we can drag and drop the invoice total to the colors under mark. And it will right away pinpoint that one customer number that stands out more than the others. And their invoice total is the greatest at 286,691. Now we're going to look at average sales by customer instead of just total sales by customer. So I'm going to right click and duplicate the tab that I'm using for total sales by customer, and I'm going to rename it as average sales by customer. Okay, to manipulate the data, we are going to start by looking under the mark section, and we're going to do the drop down arrow on sum, the invoice total. And we are going to find measure and make sure that we're on average instead of sum. Okay, and you can see that this changes the data right away. So you'll see that the bubble chart is now a little bit more confusing. It's not clear right away which customer may be making the most or has the average most amount of sales. So we're going to use another chart. Once again, under the Show Me tab, we're going to navigate over to our circle views to have a clearer view. And this sorry about that. This right away gives us a clear view of who our customer with the most average sales is. And that's going to be customer 100208 with an average invoice total of 14,124. Now we'll move into looking at a sales forecast versus actual sales using the Roger Company data. I'm going to open a new tab, and I am going to name this quarter four forecast or Q4 forecast. Okay, so we are going to first come over here and right click on invoice date. And we're going to convert it over to a continuous value. Excuse me. So now we're going to take invoice total and we are going to add it to the rows line. We're going to add that to the rows line. And we're going to put invoice date into the columns. So we're going to expand the invoice date until we are showing sales by months once again, like we were looking before. All right, so now we have this graph. Let's show me. Okay, so now we're going to look at adding invoice date over here and dimensions to our filter. And now we're going to look at our range of dates to make sure that we're only looking at a specific time period. So we're going to set the date filter to include all invoices up until September 30th of 2021. You can drag and drop, but I'm just going to use the calendar option. All right, I'm going to apply and close out of that. All right, so now that we've set the filters for the invoice date and we've added our columns and rows, we're going to look at analytics. So under model, you'll see forecast. We are going to take that forecast and drag it over onto our line chart. Okay, and you'll automatically see a change in the data. So we do need to adjust the data some. So we're going to click on this flat forecast line and go into edit. So once we're in here, we're in our forecast options, we are going to change things just a little bit. So our forecast length, we're going to change to exactly the 3 months. So we are not going to ignore any months of data. And we're going to change our model from an automatic model to custom. And we're going to make our trend additive. All right. And then we're going to click OK, and we'll see our finalized forecast. So this forecast is based on 2020 and 2021 data for to project our sales for Q4 2021. So if you look, you'll see that our forecasted sales for October of 2021 has an estimate of 128,030. Estimated sales for November 2021 is 143,413, and December 2021 is 158,796. Now we'll look at the actual data, actual values for Q4 of 2021. So to do that, I am going to open another sheet, just a moment. And I'm going to name this Q4 actual. Okay. So all right. So now we are going to go back and add invoice total to the rows line again. And we're going to put invoice date back into our columns. And then we're going to expand again until months are shown. We're still looking at our monthly data. Okay, so you can see that, oh, just a moment. Our actual sales for October of 2021 were 223,082. Actual sales for November of 2021 are 258,881. And for December 2021 are 77,687. Okay, lastly, we are going to create a dashboard so we can have a view of all of the data in one place. So just bear with me one moment. I'm going to customize just a little bit to fit everything in one nice area. Okay, so now you can see an overall view on our dashboard of all of the different data analyses that we just created. So by looking at this, we can tell that there was one month that significantly underperformed, and that was December 2021. On the flip side, October and November of 2021 outperformed forecasts. The weaknesses that you can really see from this forecast really are over-reliance on past data. Could be caused by some economic shifts and seasonal trends. And audit evidence that would be appropriate or would be needed to be obtained during this audit to become more comfortable with the revenue in Q4 could include invoices, bank deposits, shipping records, and contract agreements. Thank you for your time.